And this portion of the meeting is for interviewing position number 2 on council. This position is until December of 2025. I would ask you to please show respect to each candidate by not talking during everyone's time. It is their time to shine, okay? Only the council members will be asking questions to the candidates. To start with, the order of the candidates have been drawn and given to the council. Separate sheet of paper. Just the list. Okay. All candidates will read their letters and then will be excused to the kitchen area, or you can go outside. 90 degrees or...
The council would like to skip the reading of the letters because we've all been able to read them.
Okay, you
In
don't
order
want
for the time.
You don't want the
Yeah.
public to know.
Well, at the end, when they have their 2 minutes, we figured that they could let us know what's in the letter if they wanted to, or give us more information,
Okay, so
just to help with the time frame.
all right. So when my my letter is longer than the 2 minutes given, can I go over my time?
You just need to speed it up.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and fortunately, we had so many people turn in letters of interest that just trying to make room and time to do that and a meeting.
Okay. And the reason why we were wanting to maybe give the audience as well as just another reading, get the candidate's point of view through their speech in their letters. So
Yeah,
if
I understand
that is
It'd be nice if we could do it at the
if
end.
that is able to be done at the end, then I guess that would work out. Okay? Okay.
Yeah, an option if they want to read it or not, or they can just tell us
Okay,
something.
so with that being kind of given ahead of time, I would like to call this meeting to order for June 25th. It's 6 o'clock. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance and then we'll start in our interviews. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So, council, do you want to give the whole list first of the order, or do you just want to call your first candidate, second candidate, third candidate up? Which way do you want to
Just follow them in the order that they were.
Did you find your list?
Yep, yeah, I have it.
Okay, all right. The first candidate that was drawn is Denise Sneed. If you want, council, I just put this position, where do you want your candidates to be?
Center front.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So is this the beginning, council? So is this the beginning of your interviews and everything?
Yes.
Okay, so the rest of the candidates, please, outside, in the kitchen is available.
Sorry, it's hot outside.
You're going outside?
I'm going out.
Okay.
Door shut. Okay.
Good morning. After afternoon. So, do you want me to start, do you want me to start, or do you want to start with your questions?
Well, I think we're gonna take turns and just ask the question
Okay.
each. Did you want to start with the first question?
Oh,
After
sorry.
the first question?
Well, you got mine.
I've got it right here.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Please.
Okay.
Please describe what you think would be an effective council person role.
So I think an effective council person is one who has enough knowledge to make, to take a proper vote in the, to support our community and our residents. We have to be able to vote what is best for them, and we have to be able to explain to them why we voted the way we did. It has to be transparency, it has to be open, and try to get them to understand what they're dealing with when you make your votes. And I think I've told you I was clerk treasurer before, and I dealt with people in the office all the time who had questions and didn't understand. We were able to help them understand 90% of the time. They were angry when they came in, some of them were cussing. So I think just being able to get through to the residents and being open enough to get their opinion in the first place before you vote. It's about the residents.
Thank you.
Okay. As a council person, are you willing to attend the trainings that council people are required to have?
Yes, I have no commitments, so that's not a problem.
Okay.
I mean, I've been to every meeting, you know that.
And you're also very obvious that there's a minimum of 2 meetings a month in the second report.
Right.
Okay, what do you see as a top priority for the town of Lynn and why?
Well, saving our insurance is the biggest thing right now. And coming into compliance with safety and health regulations with the hydrants and the sewer issues are the biggest things. Oh, the well, as soon as we get well 7 up, then we'll know how quickly we will need to go forward and look for some grant money for an additional well, but I do think we have time to do that. And grants are, you already know this, but grants are going a cyclical. 1 year you get nothing for wells, the next year you might get several million, and it just goes back and forth. You just have to hit it on the right year. So even though we may not need a well in the moment, when we hit the right grant is when we have to jump on it.
Thank you.
Okay.
London, you want to read that last question? Okay, ready.
Yeah, just John's got that. That's the third question. What do you see as a top priority?
No, I heard that.
That's what it- What? Who read that one?
I did.
Oh, did you say that? That's the heat. Would you consider yourself a team player?
Yes, I've been, well, first of all, I want to say that you guys all have special things that you bring to the table. And I think my knowledge and experience would round out the knowledge of all the council members. And I think we could have a really 100% good team for the people, because we would have a lot of knowledge between all of us. You've got construction, you've been there before, you've got stuff from the school board, and bringing all that together, I just think it could be a really good team, and we could be very effective for the townspeople.
Okay. Great, now you have 2 minutes if there's anything else you'd like to say, or if you wanted to read your letter of interest.
Well, let's see if I missed anything is all I'll do. I just said I have extensive experience with municipal codes, grant and loan agencies, payroll, utility billing, and budgets. I've supported the team effort of the current council members, and of course I supported the council members up at Odessa when I was up there. We all worked together very well. So the Apollo Bell thing here, I don't think it's going to be an issue, because as long as we stick with what's best for the town, it's not about bickering between people. And I actually don't have a problem with Paula, I have a problem with some of the ways she does things.
Okay.
And I think that's about it.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to ask me? I know you're in a hurry, you've got plenty of people to see.
No,
Okay.
we're just doing
I'm
the same
going
for
to the
everybody.
kitchen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I usually bring it to you.
Having our own meeting outside. Thank you. So you don't want me to read the letter, right?
You could do that for now if you'd like to.
I don't care. Sure. You read it.
And you're Ricky Pittsburgh.
Yes.
I believe you met with.
I was here last week.
Yeah,
Last time you had a meeting.
okay. Sounds good. All right.
Okay. Please describe what you think an effective council person's role is.
Well, of course, you're gonna have issues, things you have to determine one way or the other. So I say you need to put the town's needs first. You know, you can have your opinion. It might be different, might not, who knows? And you need to attend the meetings and be open to public comments and willing to devote the time needed to study the issues that come up. And basically be open. Because there's lots, like you say, changes. Things come up all the time. You need to be ready.
All right, on to the next question. As a council person, are you willing to attend trainings and be prepared for the time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings a month that are going to be on the second and fourth Tuesdays?
Yeah, you can never get enough training. You know, you've read my letter. I've been trained, and there's lots of things you can still learn.
Sorry, we're writing those notes.
Oh, yeah. That's good. You got 9, I think?
Yes.
Remember everything.
Okay, thank you. Robert, you want to do the next one? What do you see?
Okay, Ricky, not seeing that perspective.
Oh,
What do you take as a top priority for the town of Lake and why, you know?
Well, it's a small town, but you definitely have a responsibility to provide the basic services. I think that should come first, and then you can fan out as needs and desires called upon.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, but basic services, you know, water, roads, sewer.
Okay, would you consider yourself a team player?
Oh, yes. I've been trained by many organizations. I've been a consultant for, I didn't put it on here, but I said a large company, but multiple large companies. I worked at one large company for 20 years. Then I became a consultant. I did work for 3M and some European consortiums. You're not working for yourself most of the time, unless I'm at my house.
all right. Now you have 2 minutes. If there's something else you'd like to share, if you'd like to read your letter.
Well, my letter was really short. I just put in there that, you know, I took the time to get a BA in public administration years ago. And then I worked in those sort of roles, representing companies with the government. Studied law on my own, and never lost a case in court, but nobody really needs to go to court. You know, that's the last resort. Because everybody loses. And I've been around them since 2022. And on the purchasing, you know, a lot of people think purchasing is just a minimum role, but you've got fiduciary responsibilities. And at one company, I felt it was my job to see to it that 500 other people could feed their family. I think that'll do it. Should I go back out?
Good timing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
That's it?
Thank you.
Not to go back outside.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. Is that what you had first?
So,
Well,
She was in the kitchen.
Oh,
Okay.
Sure.
Well, hello.
Now your answer's just coming in.
Yeah.
You should have, it should be with your, that stuff. With your, they were surrounded by a green house.
Please, just a minute.
Let's go.
That's it.
Yay.
Yay!
Thanks for being patient.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you.
Welcome, John. How are you? Good. So I'll start with the question. Are you ready? Okay. Please describe what you think an effective council person role includes.
An effective council person is one that represents the best interests of the citizens by being part of the council.
We will be writing. We're not yet. Not even.
Makes it.
Okay. Brendan, do you want to read the next question?
Okay, as a council person, are you willing to attend training and be prepared for the time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings a month?
Yes, I always enjoy an opportunity to learn something new and look forward to contributing my ideas and by being president of meetings.
And you're aware that our meetings are the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. That's the rate.
Okay, what do you see as a top priority for the town of Lind and why?
I see the top priority is to increase the dwindling population of Lynn by bringing new businesses and new jobs for the citizens.
So that was to increase the population of our town and what else?
By bringing in business and new jobs.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a team player?
Yes, I do. I am open to new ideas while bringing fresh considerations and positive attitude.
Okay, so now you have 2 minutes, and if you wanted to read your letter of interest, or if you wanted to just speak to us about anything.
Yeah, it'll be brief.
Okay.
As a council person, I will work collaboratively with others to ensure success of the goals of the council and the wishes of the citizen. I will bring fresh perspectives and valued ideas and contributions of others on the council. Short and sweet.
Great. May I ask where you live?
I live in Lynn. 211 6.
On 6th. Oh, okay. Great. Just wanted to check. All right. Do you have anything else you wanted to?
How many people on the council?
5 usually.
Let me see.
Yes, one year's on vacation. And then, of course, you're interviewing for the other one's position. So,
Thanks, folks.
you bet. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Just in the next person?
No, hold it. He's going out. Okay, but he doesn't know the next person.
John.
John, Jackie. Jeff. Okay, next person.
Council, can we have them introduce themselves so the stuff knows some of these are? Sure, that's fair.
They're hard to hear, some of them.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, we need to have them go ahead and turn that way so that. There you go.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Talk louder.
Go ahead and turn the chair kind of that way so that the
Yeah.
audience can hear.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
there you go.
And
I follow directions well.
if we speak up,
You're quick.
some people are having a hard time hearing.
Okay,
Thank you.
so do you want me to just read the question?
No.
and- Oh, okay.
We take turns doing it. So,
Oh, okay.
Brendan, you're up.
Okay. Okay, Rose, please describe what you think an effective council person role includes.
I think a council person needs to be somebody that has the town's well-being in their leadership qualifications. You know, the town, you're here to represent the people of the town and to run the town. To make the that's why you do the projects, that's why you want to make the town well as a whole, and not, I don't know, what do I want to say? You want to run it like a business, because that's what it is. It's basically a business. And you can't take sides on anybody or anything like that. It has to be the town in general, so that's got to be your priority.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rose.
As a council person, are you willing to attend training and be prepared for the time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings per month? The second report. Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
And do you want me to go further on that, or?
Sure. If you
Oh,
like.
okay. I believe in training. Every job I've had to train in, especially when I was in law enforcement. You have training, extensive training all the time. And knowledge is a good thing. Knowledge is a good thing. And as far as my attendance, both times that I was on the council with Jamie was mayor and Paul was mayor, I think I was only absent maybe 2 times maybe from going to meetings.
Sorry, we just have to write my notes.
That's okay.
We're not ignoring you.
That's okay. I don't mind.
What do you see as a top priority for the town of Lynn and why?
Top priority for Lynn right now, I think, is our water. We have a well that's down and a well that is being overworked. We need to fix the one well, and I think for the future, work on getting another well drilled. I also think that our water lines need replacing, because a lot of our water lines have been neglected way too long, approximately 100 years actually. And then I think the next one, our next priority is the sewer system. Not the wastewater treatment plant, but the pipelines.
Robert, your turn. Last question.
I'm writing so much stuff.
I know.
Okay, would you consider yourself a team player, Rose?
Yeah, I do, because when I was on the council under Ms. Smuck's term in office, there was a lot of times I agreed with her, a lot of times I didn't. And I think that's the way it needs to be, so that there's a conversation. And with Paula, it was the same thing. A lot of times I agreed with her, and a lot of times I didn't agree with her. But and I base my decisions on research and experience. So. And I don't know, Mr. Wiedemann might not know, but I was on the council twice. I was on the council with Mrs. Smunk. I'm sorry, it's a hard name. And Mrs. Bell as well.
Okay.
Now you have 2 minutes, and if you wanted to read your letter, or if you just wanted to make a statement.
Actually, I kind of want to do both, but it's not, we won't go over 2 minutes. My first statement is that, or my statement is that our town is hurting right now. We need to get together and move on different things. We did the wastewater treatment plant when Janie was mayor, and we worked on 8 projects when I was on the council with Mrs. Bell. So we need to start working on getting the town back in shape. I'm submitting it to you, my letter of intent to be considered for the council seat vacated by Mr. Wald. I have been a resident of the town of Lynn for 24 years. The state of the town concerns me. The town is in a crisis and has been for years. At this point, as you are aware, the town only has one working well, and that is being overworked. The situation needs to be addressed and remedied as soon as possible. I think you can agree with me on this issue. Our water system has been neglected for years. A lot of the water pipes are over 100 years old, or around 100 years old. The pipes are not to code and corroded. I'm sure that this affects the water quality when it comes out of the pipes and into the residences. We need to continue to replace them. The sewer system needs to be looked at as well. I have served 2 terms on the council. I served 1 term under Mrs. Smunk and 1 term under Paula and Mayor Bell. I'm sure both would say I always did what I thought was best for the town. I did not always agree with them, but I did my best to work with them. I received a certificate of leadership from AWC and MRSC. To receive this award, I had to go to a certain number of workshops and conferences. Oh, that was fast, 2 minutes. I only have a couple of sentences left. Can I just go ahead?
No, because.
Okay. Well, it only lists what I went through, so.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Rose.
Thanks, Rose.
All right.
Thanks.
Welcome, Anna.
Hi. I do. Please describe what you think an effective counterperson role includes. Council person. Yeah, I can't read either.
An effective council person would be respecting the role and function of the public, city staff, mayor, and fellow council members. Most issues occur when Boundaries are not honored.
We will be writing on this, so we're not ignoring you. Okay, as a council person, are you willing to attend training and be prepared for the time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings a month, which are on the second and fourth Tuesday of each month?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it third?
Third, yeah.
And what do you see as a top priority for the town of Lee and why?
I would say our financial stability and our infrastructure regarding our water and sewer. And why? Because they need maintenance, they need addressed. We need to find a way to replace lines. We need to figure out our issues with our wells, things like that.
Would you consider yourself a team player?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now we'll give you 2 minutes to say something to us, share something, or if you wanted to read your letter, whatever you'd like to do.
I purchased my home in 2014, and we moved here in 2018, so I have actually lived here for 6 years. I've done a lot of research on the roles and responsibilities of the individuals and town functions. I've studied the ordinances. I am willing to do whatever research needs done and share with the other council members. I just feel that I'm a great team player and I would be a great addition to your team.
Anything else you want to say? You have 2 minutes. Okay. Well, thank you, Anna. And Paula will get the new person and
Thanks, Anne.
you go through that
Thank you.
door.
Thank you.
Number 1, 2.
Well, just got new glasses.
Hi, Gary.
Heat getting to you? Is the heat getting to you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Pleasant out there.
So, here I am.
What we'll do is we're gonna ask you, take turns asking you questions, and at the end, you'll have 2 minutes. You can read your letter of interest, or you can just tell us, something about yourself, or about the town. Can I start this? Okay. Please describe what you think an effective council person role, I'm sorry, could you hear me? Please describe what you think an effective council person role
I heard you.
includes.
Well, to me, the role of a council person is to assist the town legislative, the governing system to pass like laws or the ordinances or the pass water taxes, sewer taxes, just assist in the general operating of the town.
We will be writing, you're talking sort
Oh,
of.
that's okay.
We're not anymore.
I'll make it short.
Okay, Gary.
Yep.
As a council person, are you willing to attend training and be prepared for the time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings a month?
Well, well, yes, for sure, because I would expect there to have to be some sort of training, because not everybody comes into this field knowing everything, and knowing what to do, and how to do it, and how to do the quality things.
And in case you don't know, our council meetings are on the second and fourth
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I think, yeah, I would personally think it should be more than most of them shows. That's what I think. That's my personal. So the answer is yes, yes, yes.
What do you see as the top priority for the town of Lynn and why?
Boy. Well, Arlington Daily Circus, we have. I feel that there's issues that's just going around, water, sewage, things you hear. These things, to me, have to be fixed. And I don't think we're hearing enough from everybody in the town, getting their ideas, what they're angry about or what they're upset about, what they think should be done. We tend to forget that there's a lot of other stuff going on besides just water and sewer. And general population, because that's what, when you hear something enough, that's what you hear. That's what you hear, even if it's not what's being said. And there's street repairs. There's things like signage. What street am I on? I go down here and I say, what street's this? I know what it is because I live here, but there's no way there. There's just, how do I put this gently? Houses and property that's just, when people drive through Lynn, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to stay here longer than I have to. I see this stuff. And things like that, it's, to me, bringing people and companies into the town, businesses, let's put it that way, businesses. We need some businesses. We need some things to help people who drive through the town say, oh, there's a sandwich shop. Oh, there's a little latte stand. Or, there's a cute little bookstore. Or something like that, clothing store, whatever. Businesses, we need to expand, get new blood involved, and take care of the old stuff too that's out there. That's it.
Would you consider yourself a team player?
I do. I do. I've been, it's not really the same thing as a council member, but I've been leads, like when I retired 34 years from Boeing, I was the lead on the flight line, the military section. And if you're not a team player at companies like that, you don't last long. Everything from Little League Baseball to, taking daughter to recitals, dress rehearsals, or whatever. You have to be part of everything. And I think that the council all have to be team members playing in the same team to be a team. And if we have one person, two people that's, I don't want to be on your team no more, well, then that puts a big wedge. To me, it would put a big wedge in the middle of it. And that's what I believe.
Thank you. Now you have 2 minutes to tell us something about yourself, or,
Well,
I noticed you didn't bring your letter of interest in with us.
I've done all that. My ex and I, we homeschooled our 2 youngest ones from first grade, kindergarten, all the way through 2 years of college. I worked with Boeing, and they sent me numerous places, Australia, Europe, Asia, and I got to take family with me. Got to see how the whole world works. Like I said, I retired after 34 years. I moved out here thinking, well, I got called back. I got laid off because I had a bad shoulder. And Boeing said, well, we're going to retire you. And 6 months later, a year later, they called me and said, can you come to Moses Lake to work on our MAX airplanes out there? And I kind of have a smart ass once in a while. I said, oh, so I'm not good enough to keep, but I'm good enough to bring back. And then I instantly said, sure, yeah, I will, you know, because, but anyway, lots of homeowner, you know, I know what's going on there. I spent most of my time trying to clean up that place. And 4 back surgeries later, I'm still struggling with it, you know. And today I was mowing kochia. The lawn with the garden mower, they hit a post, about knocked me off the tractor. So I'm looking for something to kill them. I just been told that goats don't eat it, so I'm out of luck with goats. So back to lawn mowing. That's about 2 minutes.
Probably pretty close.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Gary.
Thanks, Mayor.
And if you go
Through that door?
through that door,
Okay.
there's a surprise waiting on the
All
other
right,
side.
that's where our link letters say, right?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you much for listening to me.
You're welcome.
Don't get up, I'm just passing through. Karen was trying to take it.
All right, hi there, Richard.
All right.
And then you go first. Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna take turns in asking you the questions.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we're gonna give you 2 minutes where you can read your letter if you want, or you can just tell us about yourself or thoughts about the town.
Can you speak up so people?
Yeah. I can do that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Hey, Richard. Hang on, let me put my speakers on.
I took mine off.
Can you please describe what you think an effective councilperson role includes?
A council person's role is to set policy and ordinances and make sure they are adhered to, make sure bills are paid, make sure town's money is accounted for, interview potential employees to be available to the town residents and to have an understanding of the budget.
And we will be writing, so we're not gonna bring you. It's so quiet. Right?
Oh, my turn, isn't it? Okay, as a council person, are you willing to attend training and be prepared for the time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings a month?
Yes, my previous 4-year term, I did not miss a single meeting. I even attended extra meetings, which, like SWAC, which is Solid Waste Advisory Committee. I met with deputies, I met with the health department. I mean, I did a little extra stuff.
Okay.
And of course, you are aware it's second and fourth Tuesday. All meetings.
Yeah.
I said that to everybody else. What do you see as a top priority for the town of Lynn and why?
I feel the infrastructure of the town of Lynn is a priority because if it fails, we don't have a town. It's just that simple.
Okay, last one, eh? Rich, would you consider yourself a good team player?
Yes, because I am willing and able to work with everyone, council, mayor, town residents, contractors, and et cetera. I don't have to read this since you guys already did, right?
You don't have to feel.
No.
Okay.
So she's gonna start the timer, you'll have 2 minutes.
I'll go ahead and read it. My time started?
Yeah.
This is my letter of interest for the vacant seat on the Lynn Town Council. I feel I am well suited to fill the seat because I have served on the council before and have an understanding of how it works. I have an understanding of the budget. My goal would be to push forward on the town's infrastructure and maintaining it. And all decisions would be for the betterment of the town. I do not believe in personal agendas on the council, always town first. Here are a few things I was involved in while I was a council member. I was involved in the 3rd Street Renewal Project, as well as the 6th and 7th Street projects. I helped rewrite part of that employee handbook. I served on SWAC, Solid Waste Advisory Committee. I went and spoke with health department and deputies. I went and met with a couple of the county commissioners, John Marshall, which you're familiar with. And I also used to go to other towns' council meetings just to see how they conducted business and did their thing. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
And now we'll exit through this door.
I was in there. I
I
can
know.
hear what you guys are doing by that. I wanted it to be fair.
Hi, Kathleen.
I'm pretty good.
What do you prefer with your
I go by Katie.
Katie? So we're going to take turns asking the questions that you received. And then at the end of that, you'll have 2 minutes to address us, and talk to us about yourself, or
Okay.
read your letter if you wanted to. But we do have a copy of that.
Please describe what you think an effective council person's role includes.
Being honest, leader, and attend all council meetings and prepare for a leader of each month, working together as council members and mayor, and so everything is organized to get things done right.
Okay, as a council person, are you willing to attend training and be prepared for the time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings a month, which would be on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday?
I'm willing to attend training and be prepared for each meeting and work on each council member and mayor so that we can work together and get prepared for our monthly meetings.
Okay, Kathleen,
Yes,
what do you see as a top priority for the town of Lynn and why?
to get things done for our town and as a team living in the town a better place to live in. I've always believed in working as a team, not against each other.
That leads right into the last question. Would you consider yourself a team player?
Yes, I've always been a team player when I worked at Bonds, and I volunteered at 2 different school districts. and it always runs easy.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna give you 2 minutes to ask us questions, tell us about yourself.
I'm Kathleen DeVore. I'm a mom of 3 wonderful children, Brian Myers, Kathleen Myers, and Zoe DeVore. I have volunteered at Spokane Public Schools for 9 years for Holmes Elementary, Stevens Elementary, and Indian Trail. I helped at the field day for the Lynn Elementary. I helped with Camp Newton with my daughter at the Lynn Ritzel Middle School. I'm honored of speaking to all of you. Was working as a liquor manager. I would have good customer service and setting goals for my performance and deadline in my ways that company with the company plans and vision, which I would like to make a difference and change for our future town of Lynn. When I was volunteering at my kids' schools, I was making a difference in the kids' future, which I've taught the kids the primary and secondary colors. I dressed as Cat in the Hat back when my son was in kindergarten. Read the Cat in the Hat book. I also volunteered at 6 years at Mission Viejo Animal Shelter to help, take care, walk the dogs, fed the cats and the dogs and stuff like that, and hopefully they get adopted. I just believe that working together as council member with our council members as well as our mayor, that we can make our town a much better place.
Thank you, Katie, very much.
Thank you.
And if you'll just exit into the room. You have 3 extras?
Because I gave you mine.
I'm short. That's a hot seat. Oh, she left.
Hi. How are you?
It's warm.
Yeah.
So what we'll be doing is we're going to take turn asking you the questions that you were given. And then after we're done with those, we'll give you 2 minutes and you'll tell us something about yourself. Read your letter if you wish. We have read them. And let us know something about you.
2 minutes to read my letters.
All right, so
I don't talk about
all right, so please describe what you think an effective councilperson role includes.
You need to be approachable. The community needs to know that they can come and talk to you, they can ask you questions, and you can give them answers. You do. You need to have a vision for the community. What do you want Lynn to look like in 5 or 10 years? You need to be cooperative with the council members, other council members, the mayor, the staff, other business members, business leaders in town, and the community. Then you need to be looking for funding because we have some big projects that need money. And we need to be looking for grants, loan interest, not loans, maybe some subsidies. It's gonna take a lot of searching.
Yeah. If you could just speak up just a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Second one, isn't it?
Second.
As a council person, are you willing to attend training and be prepared for time commitment of a minimum of 2 meetings a month.
I'm looking forward to it.
And you're aware that that's the second and fourth Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay. What do you see as a top priority for the town of Lynn and why?
Stop the decline. We need to address some major problems with water, sewer, some street issues. We need to find funding for those, but we also need to think about growth. If we don't bring in some businesses and some people, and we won't have a town to worry about water. So we need to think about safety. I don't know, if we can talk the county into sending deputies here more often, or, it's just a case of how do we do this? But people need to feel safe. They're not gonna live here if they don't feel safe. They're not gonna live here if it's a trash heap. And right now, we have derelict properties that need to be either torn down or forcibly rehabbed, and we need to look into some legal ways to get them either condemned and sold for rehabbing or to tear down. And there are communities that have done it. Indianapolis has done it. I think Detroit has. And Seattle is working out with some of those big buildings down in Seattle, condemning them and ordering them being torn down.
Is that me? Okay. Would you consider yourself a team player?
I think so. I believe that good policy is compromise and consensus. I try not to be rigid unless it's immoral, unethical, or illegal. I like to work with people. I like to find out what they think of things and how they think that it should be done and put my own 2 cents in. I don't believe any one voice should be louder and only one heard. So, yeah.
Okay, so we will give you 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just gonna get the timer going as soon as you start.
Okay. I was thinking about today, the Lind I grew up in, businesses on both sides of the street. The things that made this a really great town to grow up in. And by the time I graduated from high school, we started losing businesses. And when my husband and I moved home after he got out of the Marines, there was more businesses gone. And we went off to college and got our degrees. And we came back here and he worked in Moses Lake and we bought a home here. And then that died and we had to go back over to the coast. But we've never given up having our home here. And now with our daughter, we want to make this a good place for our daughter and grandchildren. And there's a lot of things we could do. We need to attract businesses here. We need to attract people here. We need to be looking into new ways to revitalize both downtown and the housing area, the schools, all of our infrastructure. That's really it. Thank you for having me here, and I look forward to working with you, and if at all possible, and I will want to work for Lynn.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like we're doing this in the kitchen?
Actually, I think they can all come out because we have to trade places.
Yeah, there's the places.
Sheets.